Okay, for our second dimensioning video, part two of this little series, um, we're going to add dimensions to the window block, and we're going to take a look at, and see. I made some intentional mistakes. We're going to take a look and see how we fix those on Fusion and how these different environments talk to each other. So again, let's look back. We know from our engineer's notebook, we did this with chain dimensioning, where these dimensions are linked to each other, so it could be nice and concise. Um, and we're going to see that I made a couple of intentional mistakes to teach you how to fix things. Okay, so let's go back to Fusion. Let's see here. So when I go to do my width dimensions, again, this time I'm going to select, click, I need to select the endpoints and move up. And then it's going to want to kind of snap into position. And when I do that, I see, obviously it's going through the parts. But we're going to see, hey, that number is wrong. That value is 0.4, and I'm supposed to get a value of what? 0.375. Okay, so that width from the right edge to the left edge of the window should be 0.375. So it's close, but it's not quite in the right place. I also have another problem. That number is going to be in the way of my next dimension. So let's see, can we get that to fit inside? Looks like it will. I still don't know if that's going to be the best way to draw this. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And you don't have to quit dimensioning necessarily once you find that's an issue. We'll go ahead and click and select on this one, and that pulls that up in about the same place, and those numbers are on top of each other. So that's also to show you that order matters. So that's going to be a problem. We want to chain those anyways, so let's undo that. And order matters. So this time let's click the right side, then the left side, and ooh, that looks nice. And then I can get my arrows right on top of each other. Okay, looks much better. And I might have to zoom in. I can grab that number, I can zoom in and make sure they're perfectly lining up. Okay, and since this was a 3D printed part, it's supposed to be 0.375. We can show, hey, we had that right. If I double click a dimension, I gotta escape to get out of the tool. If I double click the dimension, then for that one dimension, I can go down for the linear precision, and there I see 0.12. I can change that to 0.13, and I can get the 3 decimals of precision that we want. Okay, so that looks pretty good, other than the overall size is incorrect. So we had 2 widths. Let's go ahead and we'll get the other widths on there. Again, when you have this situation, you're still best having escape to get out of the tool. Let's do D for dimension or dimension button. And that's not going to fit there. That's going to run through the number. Again, if I pull that to the bottom edge, even though I dimensioned the other one at the top, now it's the extension lines are touching the object line. So that's not a good location to put that dimension. Again, it doesn't matter exactly where it goes. We want to make it easy to read. So I'm going to go ahead and select. If I put that at the bottom edge, we're in good shape. We'll clean up all the other dimensions here in a minute. So we're in good shape there. I only have one mistake on this, I think. Let's click on, there's the 0.25. Again, to get the right edges, let's click. Another thing, there we go. That lines up perfectly. Those are chained 0.25, 0.5, and then bottom edge to top edge, and we can pull that out and we're in good shape. My other dimension that I'm missing is the depth dimensions, and we're better putting the depth dimensions on the right side view. The right side view shows the actual profile of the depth. Okay. Now, one of our guidelines for dimensioning is that if a view from our dimensioning chart, if a view does not have a dimension on it, we don't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and select that one and right click, delete, or backspace. We can get rid of the dimension. And all those numbers that are rounding at 0.13, all those numbers, this was 3D printed. If we needed that kind of precision, all we got to do is double click on them and change all to 3 decimals precision. We don't want to, we could change it for the entire document, but we don't want to do that because the more precise your components are, the more expensive it is to manufacture. So that's like something down the road in a further lesson, but that's looking right now pretty good. And if you want to move things around, you still can move things around, make it nice spacing, easy to read, but then you can bring those views a little closer together. Okay, so how do these parts talk to each other? We realize there has to be a mistake on this part. You do not have to go back and remodel the part or start over. So let's expand our data panel, open up the window block, and we need to kind of look back and see how we model this part so we can make the correction. So I can take my design timeline and I can scroll back in time and oh yeah, we built this one with subtractive modeling. So we modeled the cube and then we drew another rectangle and cut back so we had the step, and then we drew another rectangle and cut the window. I could click in the design timeline and right click on the sketch there. But again, there's a better clue in the browser. If I look in the browser, we can now see that there is no lock symbol on that sketch. So that sketch is missing everything it needed to be completely constrained. So we're going to go ahead and edit that sketch, right click, edit sketch. Okay, and I wonder what I did. And now I also see we have some lines that are blue. So I'm just going to come and grab that point and slide it around, and I can see, oh, I'm moving side to side. If you move it and drop it, you got to be careful. Let's see, oh, there it is. If I drop it right here, when I get that little triangle symbol, that is going to automatically lock that in place at the midpoint. Now all my lines turn black, and my sketch is now fully constrained, but now it's not in the right location. And when I try to dimension it, I'm going to get this kind of nasty little message. I try to dimension it. It says, oh, 5.63 crate driven. Oh, that doesn't look right either. So that can make things more difficult. So I'm just going to go back and undo a couple steps here. And let's go in D for dimension. And let's hit side of the window, side of the block, and that dimension needs to be 0.375. Hit enter. Finish your sketch. We notice we still have an asterisk on our file name. We need to save it. Okay, now the way these files work, they talk to each other. So when I go back to, once that updates, I go back to my fundamentals of dimensioning, my assembly file. It says, hey, I get this message. One child component is not the latest version. So it's saying, hey, you need to update this. So you got to click that little link at the top where there's an error symbol, a yield sign. So I click that little link and then save it. And then we'll have to do the same thing with the drawing. So then we'll go to the drawing, and if we would expand in the browser, we still see that window block is out of date. Okay, but the place you click is right at the top to show that that's what we are updating. So as soon as we click that, we get the 0.38. If we double click, there we go. We can now get our 3 decimals precision, and now our window block is fully constrained. Make sure you save the file.